Hey guys, Joe here, and thank you so much for signing up to the mailing list and, grabbing yourself a copy of this video. This is all about the best adult practice plan, or what I like to call the piano hit routine. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do and how to get the most out of your time when you sit in front of that piano for a proper practice session. So first of all, I'm going to tell you exactly what the piano hit routine is, and then I'll go over a few reasons why it works and how to get the most out of it. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you 3 specific routines that you can use to slot into the hit routine so you can get started. You can put this routine into action. And I've crafted these routines to have slightly different ability levels so that no matter where you are with your piano ability, you can just sit down, get started and get the most out of this routine. Now for the most important thing, grab yourself an amazing cup of coffee because you're gonna need it. And if you want to be ultra trendy about it, stick it in a tea mug. Okay, let's get going. Okay guys, so what is the piano hit technique? Well, first of all, I want to tell you what it isn't, and it is absolutely not a magic bullet sort of technique. It's not like sit at a piano and plug yourself into this magical technique and you instantly become better. It's not that, okay? It's about dedication, it's about hard work and a lot of focus. It's also not the only way to practice. So whilst it will give you a map you can follow and you can sit down and just follow it, it's very much technique based, okay? So there are other practice routines or practice methods we can use to practice other areas of playing the piano, but this is very much about technique and it's one way of doing it. So what actually is the piano hit technique? Well, I am extremely passionate about food and therefore I have to be into health and fitness. And so in the fitness industry, they've got this thing called HIIT workouts, okay? HIIT workouts. And all that means is high intensity interval training. So you do lots of intense work for a period of time, and then you have a quick rest, and then you do work and then rest and work and rest. So that got me thinking, why can't this work for the piano? And it does. It absolutely does. I've tested this out with my students, or some of my students anyway, the ones that I know would be able to do it. They've been able to progress quite a lot over a relatively short period of time, which is why I really like this routine. So the piano hit technique follows this same principle, okay? We're going to do intense amounts of work, and then we're going to have a rest, and then work, and then rest, okay? That's how it works. So I'll first go over how the technique works, and then I'll give you a few reasons why it works, okay? So how it works is we first need a big practice goal. This is really important. A BPG, a big practice goal. This gives you a focus, okay? When you sit at that piano, you need to know where you're going. You need to know what you're doing actually means something. And this is where the big practice goal comes in. We digest and learn things much quicker if we know there's actually a result for the effort that we're putting in. So an example of a big practice goal might be, I want to improve my left and my right hand coordination. It could be, I want to get to grips with this really difficult passage in this piece that I'm practicing. Maybe the third line I'm struggling with, so I'm going to tackle that, and that will be my big practice goal. Or it could even just be, I want to improve my left hand chords because I want to accompany some melody that I can hear in my head in my right hand or something. So my big practice goal there would be improve my left hand chords. So those are examples of a big practice goal. And then we need 3 exercises which feed into that goal. Okay, we need to break that down into 3 exercises which each work you towards that big practice goal. So if this is sounding all a little bit confusing, it isn't quite making sense, then don't worry, because at the end of this video, I'm going to give you 3 very specific routines that you can follow, and you'll see exactly what I mean by these 3 smaller exercises that feed into that goal. So don't worry about it. So now we've got our big practice goal and we've got our 3 exercises which move us towards that goal. Now we need to plug those in to the actual HIIT routine, okay? And this is the best sort of timing that I've come up with, and it seems to work the best with my students, although you can come up with your own, it's absolutely fine, but this is the best that I've come up with. 4 minutes working on exercise 1, followed by 1 minute rest, 4 minutes working on exercise 2, followed by 1 minute rest, 4 minutes working on exercise 3, followed by 1 minute rest, okay? And if you follow that, you'll end up with a 15-minute session. Now, you could stop there, but what I recommend is doing that whole thing again, and there you go, you've got a 30-minute routine. So that's 4 minutes on, 1 minute off, for a total of 6 times, and then you get your full 30 minutes. So that's basically the nuts and bolts of the piano hit technique, but I think it's really important, before we move on to some specific examples, I think it's very important for you to know why it works and how you can get the most out of it. Now, there's 3 main reasons how and why it works, okay? The first reason is focus. You must be absolutely focused on each exercise that you're doing. When you're doing those 4 minutes, you want to be bang, I'm doing those 4 minutes. You don't want to be like, what am I having for tea? Or, what's up next on House of Cards? No, you want to be 100% focused, because when we're focused on something, it seems pretty straightforward. If we're focused on something, we absorb it much better, okay? So when you're doing it, you must be focused. The second are these rest periods. Now, this works on kind of a small scale, and it also works on a bigger scale. So within the actual technique, when you have these rests, you're giving your body and your mind chance to, and your muscles, because you're going to be working intensely, it gives you a chance to digest what you've been doing. So we've been doing exercise 1 for 4 minutes, and then we have this rest. During that minute's rest, we're digesting what we've just been doing in exercise 1. When we move on to exercise 2, we're also digesting exercise 1, even though we're doing exercise 2, because it's different. Yeah, because these are different exercises. We're not just doing the same thing over and over again. Then when we move on to exercise 3, exercise 1 and 2 are being digested. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. Your body and your mind have had a chance to digest what you've been practicing, and then boom, it's just so much easier. The third thing is pretty self-explanatory. It's about muscle memory. It's about, you want to be putting yourself under that stress. It's all about focus. It's all about hard work. You want to be just outside your comfort zone when you're doing these exercises. You don't want to be like, just casually going up and down like this. No, you want to be just like, where's that level that's just putting yourself under that pressure? That's what you want to be at. And you want to feel the strain on your muscles, okay? Not too much, okay? Not too much. If it's beginning to really hurt, stop. I'm not saying fight through it, but you want to be just at that moment where it begins to just hurt, okay? And then, of course, over time, your muscles develop, your brain makes those connections down to your muscles, etc., etc. So you need to make it intense. Now, make sure you pay attention to all of those reasons why it works. Make sure you understand the HIT technique. And now, let's move on to some specific examples. So let's get into some specific examples of this in practice. So this is piano hit routine number 1. So remember, we need a big practice goal, and my big practice goal for this routine is going to be coordination between my left and my right hand, okay? This is going to be perfect for you, even if you're just starting to play. Might be a touch difficult, but dive in, have a go. There's no reason why you can't give this a go. Now, our 3 exercises for this, remember, our 3 exercises want to be different from each other, but each want to move us towards our big practice goal. So exercise number 1, we'll take our right hand and put it onto the C position here. Okay, so we've got all our 5 fingers. We've got finger 1 on C, 2 on D, 3 on E, 4 on F, 5 on G. Our left hand, we want to place an octave below, so the C here, down an octave, and we want to put our left hand in virtually the same position. So our 5th finger's on the C, our 1st finger's on the G, and all these other fingers lie just nice and just nicely in between those like this, just nicely laying on those keys. So this is going to be our position for all 3 exercises. So exercise number 1, this one, we're going to start out fairly easy, okay? So you're just going to move, we're going to concentrate on our fingers this time. So we're going to put our thumbs down, fingers 1 down, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? And we need to move this, we need to get this into a nice loop. Okay? Now, obviously you're going to be at different speeds, okay, depending on your level of experience. But the point is, remember, you want to be putting yourself just outside of that comfort zone. So however fast is comfortable for you, just that little bit more, okay? Okay, so exercise 1, simply moving up and down these notes like this. You want to make sure it's even. You want to make sure your volume's even, your dynamics are even, your tempo's even, your speed. You want to be relaxed from your shoulders. You want to be relaxed from here all the way down to your wrists. Your wrists want to be nicely angled, and it wants to come from your fingers, not from your shoulders like this, hammering them down. It wants to come from your fingers. Okay? You want to do that for 4 minutes, and you want to go, remember, just outside your comfort zone. So you want to do that, focus on it, 4 minutes, and then rest. Rest for 1 minute. Just leave it. Just let your mind have a chance to just calm down and relax, and then we'll move on to exercise 2. Exercise 2 slightly more difficult because we're going to use different fingers, although we're going to use the same note. So notice in exercise 1, we use different notes, but we use the same fingers. So the coordination was quite easy. Now in exercise 2, we're going to swap that round to use the notes are going to remain the same, but the finger is going to be different. So now, same kind of principle. We're going to start off on the C's, then we're going to play D's, then E's, then F's, then G's, and then back down together. Okay? Same as exercise 1. We're going up and down those notes, okay? Make sure it's even. Make sure we're not getting any of this. Yeah, we don't want any of that. We want it nice and even. Just put yourself out of that comfort zone. Then exercise 3. Okay, watch carefully. Now we're going to move our fingers. We're going to use different fingers, but we're going to keep the notes the same. But instead of making it consecutive, we're going to create a little bit more difficulty here, so it really does give yourself a little bit more of a challenge. I want you to play C's, then E's, then G's, D's, F's, E's, then that's your loop, and then back to C. So it's C, E, G, D, F, E, like this. So this is really helping getting those coordinations between your fingers going, because first, you know, we had our fingers the same, and then we had the notes. So this is one step further, and now exercise 3 is one step further than that. So again, go until you're just putting yourself out of that comfort zone. 4 minutes, and then rest for 1 minute. And then you go back to the beginning, you repeat the whole lot, and you've done half an hour. Okay, so exercise 1, 4 minutes, rest for a minute. Exercise 2, 4 minutes, rest for a minute, and then exercise 3, rest for a minute, then repeat the whole lot. So that's routine number 1. Routine number 2 is all about chord work, okay? So this is going to be really good if you want to just start playing some really nice chords, you want to just sit at that piano and get playing. We're going to look at our right hand and our left hand, and then we're going to put it together, okay? So this is slightly different. This is all about chords. We're going to concentrate on the right hand first. So we've got this position, which is a C major chord. Again, we're going to create a nice little loop that we can repeat over 4 minutes. I want you to go from C major, G major, like this. So moving from here to here to here, which is an A minor chord, A, C, E, and then to F major chord. Notice the fingering here. So I've got 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5. Okay? And the exercise, this might be difficult to start with. That's absolutely fine. Even if, you know, for the 4 minutes you're like this, struggling to find it, that's absolutely perfect. You're still focused and you're still just outside your comfort zone. It's just exactly whereabouts you are in your piano ability right now. That's absolutely fine. So I'll do this again. When you get used to it, your routine is going to be this. Okay, C, G, A minor, F, C, G, A minor, F. Go as fast as you can. Okay, so that's exercise number 1. You need to do that for 4 minutes. Take a break for a minute. Exercise 2, we're going to concentrate on the left hand. So we're going to get into power chord positions, and this is going to be really good for moving the same position down to different positions. The same hand positions down to different sort of key positions. So our first chord, C power chord, which is just a C and a G. Okay, remember our positioning here. Okay, so this one. And then down to the G and the D. Okay, so we're moving from here to here. Then we're moving up to A and E. And then we're moving down to F and C, like this. So we're going from here, 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 power chord, G power chord, A minor power chord, or A power chord, F power chord. Okay, so that's exercise 2. You want to focus on this for 4 minutes. Fast as you can. Don't worry about getting it absolutely perfect, just keep going. And remember, shoulder relaxed from the wrist. Nice and relaxed. Okay, so you want to do that for 4 minutes, and then you want to take a break. And now, the interesting part, exercise number 3, we want to put the left hand together with the right. So, we can take our first chord, and move to a second chord, move to the third chord, move to the fourth chord, like this. Remember, focus. 4 full minutes. If you're finding that a little bit difficult, what you can do is just like play each one twice. Just give you that little bit of breathing room to move between the chords. That's just an idea if you find it a bit difficult. But essentially it's the same thing, okay? Same principle, that's exercise 3. So remember the routine, exercise 1 for 4 minutes, break for a minute, exercise 2 for 4 minutes, break for a minute, exercise 3 for 4 minutes, break for a minute. Repeat the whole thing, half an hour. Okay, so let's move on to routine number 3, and this time I've got a bit of a treat for you. We're going to learn Someone Like You by Adele. And the first 2 routines I've showed you, those will kind of like help you and move you towards this one. So if you're just starting out playing the piano, maybe try the first 2 routines first, but if you want to give this a go, give it a go. But the other 2 will move you towards being able to do this. It's giving you those kind of fundamental skills. So it might take you a bit of time to learn these exercises, but once you know them, you can slot them into the routine. So exercise 1, right hand, okay? Get yourself into this position. We want our thumb on the A, 3rd finger on the C sharp, little finger, 5th finger on the E. And you want to alternate between these notes like this. Okay, and we want to do that 4 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, try and keep these notes nice and even. And then, okay, all you do is you move your thumb from the A down to the A flat. And you do that another 4 times. Okay, so we've got A major chord. And then we've got a C sharp minor chord. And then you move your thumb back to the A, and you move your little finger to the F sharp, and you get this. Okay? So that's A, C sharp, F sharp, C sharp. 2, 3, 4, and then A, D, F sharp. Okay? So that's exercise 1. I want you to go for a full 4 minutes. Remember, as fast as you can, as comfortable as you, just after that comfort zone. Okay, so keep repeating that over and over again. Exercise 2, left hand. So just like we did in routine 2, in routine 2 we've just done, we want our A and an E, like this, and then we move to A flat and an E. So our left hand, got these 2 to start with, and then these 2. And then F sharp and C sharp, D and A. Don't worry too much about what chords they are for now, just get playing. That'll all come, don't worry. So your task now, for the next 4 minutes, is to move between these 4 chords like this. Try and get used to how that moves. Okay, so that's another 4 minutes and then a minute rest, and then we put them both together. So, see what I'm doing there? Okay. And also, when you get better at this, you can use the pedal as well. I know, You see, where do I stop with these videos? I find it very hard because one thing leads to another and I think, oh, I could show you this as well. I get really excited. If you haven't seen my how to use the sustain pedal video, then do check it out on YouTube. I'll put it in the cards in this video as well. So you can use the pedal here as well. And if it's a lot slower than this for you, don't worry about it. You know the level that you're at, okay? The point is you're practicing it intensely for 4 minutes and then having a break for a minute. Okay, now just one other thing. I know routine 3 is quite, it might be advanced for you. Remember, the big practice goal here was to learn Adele. And these are just 3 exercises that work you towards learning someone like you, but you could break that down even further. So let's say you're struggling with all those chord changes. So exercise 1 could simply be just this. Just over and over again till you get used to how that feels, yeah? And then exercise 2 could be moving between those 2 chords. And then exercise 3 could be putting all that together, yeah? And you know, you've done half hour of just your right hand practice. The opportunities are endless to know, to kind of like work out what the smaller exercises, what the exercises are going to be, and then feed them into the big practice goal, okay? So don't feel like you have to do what I'm telling you. Use your brain, use your imagination, and come up with your own that you think are going to help you at the current level that you're at. So that, my friends, is the piano hit routine. Sit at that piano, no excuses. You've got a way in now. Start practicing those routines and you'll start to see an immense improvement in your playing. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really hope this video has given you a really clear roadmap that you can use to sit at that piano and get the most out of your practice sessions. Hit reply to the email or email me at joe@creativepianoacademy.com. That's JOE@creativepianoacademy.com. Or in fact, just comment down below on this video. Let me know how you're getting on with these routines. Are they too easy? Are they too hard? What are you struggling with? Have you come up with your own exercises, your own big practice goals? Let me know in the comments below or email me. Make sure you stick around on the YouTube channel, and if you're not yet subscribed, smash that subscribe button because I'm going to be putting loads of videos up. I might put up some ideas that you can slot into this routine as well, so make sure you stick around. Thank you so much for the support. I love you guys, and until next time, keep practicing and most importantly, keep having fun.